It is the age-old pregnancy question: is it a girl or is it a boy? People, including the parents-to-be, love to speculate on the gender of the unborn baby. This question is guaranteed to be asked by just about everyone, from the future grandparents to the mailman and even the clerk at the supermarket. Believe it or not, there are some telltale hints that can point to the direction of the baby's gender. Certain medical signs may just prove that it is indeed a baby boy growing in the womb. Mother's instinct is usually not wrong, and if you think you are having a boy and these medical signs point to boy, then perhaps, just maybe, a baby boy is on his way to the world. Heart rate. Hearing the baby's heartbeat is an incredible experience, a miracle, really. Pay attention to beats per minute, though, if you want to determine if you are having a baby boy or a baby girl from early on in your pregnancy. This is one thing that people love to hear about because there seems to really be some evidence that a low heart rate is associated with little boys. The doctor or ultrasound technician will measure your baby's heartbeat per minute. If that number is under 140, there is a good chance you are having a boy. This is especially true if almost every time they measure the heart rate it stays under 140. There appears to be some evidence of baby boys having a heart rate of under 140, while girls tend to have a heart rate of over 140 beats per minute. Therefore, it may be very likely you are having a boy based on his heartbeat per minute. Number 14. Morning sickness, or lack thereof. One of the earliest symptoms of pregnancy is morning sickness. The nausea, queasiness, and actual throwing up is basically your body saying, "Yep, there is a baby growing in here." Your hormones are crazy and it may be difficult to keep any kind of food down. Not to mention just the taste or sight of certain foods could have you running for the bathroom. Morning sickness seems to be synonymous with pregnancy, at least for some of us. If you hear the stories of morning sickness and think, that never happened to me, first of all, lucky you. And secondly, that may just mean you are having a boy. It seems girls cause the dreaded morning sickness, whereas boys take it easy, so to speak. If you have been spared being sick during pregnancy, do not be surprised if you are having a little boy. Number 13. Crazy cravings. Pickles and ice cream seem notorious with pregnant women, right? Well, you do not have to crave that particular combination, but there is no doubt that a large majority of expecting mothers have some kind of craving, whether it is a weird choice or just something completely random or out of place. The cravings you may experience could very well determine whether you are having a baby boy or girl. Rushing to the store to get some Sour Patch Kids? Are you in desperate need of potato chips? The saltier the better? Are you placing a sour candy on your salty chip? If you are having immense cravings for salty and sour foods, that seems to point to the baby being a boy. Feel free to indulge in your cravings, as long as they are healthy and safe, and if it is the salty and sour foods you want, just say they are for your baby boy. Number 12. Urine color. Woman with constipation or diarrhea sitting on toilet with her blue pajamas down around her legs, holding toilet paper ready in her hands. The color of your urine can change depending on certain circumstances. If you drink a lot of water, the color becomes more clear. If you are not drinking much water, the color will appear darker. It is also believed that pregnancy can cause a change in the color, as well, and that this change in appearance can indicate whether you are having a boy or a girl pretty early on in your pregnancy. Dark urine? Then it is likely a baby boy that is growing in your belly. Urine that is typically darker in color is associated with boys, while lighter, more cloudy urine means girl. There is another urine test that can tell if you are having a boy. Get someone to pour Drano into your urine. If it changes color into black, brown, blue, or dark green, then that must mean you are carrying a baby boy. Number 11. DIY skin issues. Are your hands unusually drier than normal? Have you been slathering on the hand lotion to treat this uncomfortable feeling? This is another indicator that there is boy growing in that belly. Your body goes through changes, and lots of them, during pregnancy. If you previously never had bad dry hands before, that may be a hint that your body is trying to give you, in other words, get ready to welcome your baby boy. Why dry hands are associated with a baby boy may be a bit of a mystery, but people seem to swear by this clue. It is interesting to discover if your dry, chapped hands are really due to having a boy instead of some other reason. Likely, it is all the hormones, stretchy skin, and overall changes in your body that accompany pregnancy. At the very least, it gives you another check in the boy box. Number 10. Sleep positions. As your pregnancy progresses, sleep may be difficult to come by. Being tired and utterly exhausted is just a part of pregnancy. After all, you are growing a tiny human being. It may not be easy getting comfortable, especially as your belly grows. But how you choose to sleep can actually indicate if you are having a boy or a girl. Do you favor a particular side when you sleep? If so, it may reveal the gender of your baby. Sleeping on your left side appears to be the preference of those who are having baby boys. So, if you prefer to sleep on your left side, and do so for the majority of your shut-eye hours, your baby boy is probably nice and comfy as he finishes growing. Hopefully, if you favor your left side, you are getting some decent sleep, too. Number 9. Cold hands and feet. Are you a member of the Cold Hands Club? Then you may just be having a little boy. It seems apparent that women expecting a baby boy have colder hands and feet than those who are expecting a girl. While this may seem a bit of an oddity, like who even noticed this trend, but some people put a lot of stake into this frigid sign. Of course, it also could mean you need to wear some cozy socks and buy a warm pair of mittens, but many people treat these signs as a true indicator of the baby's gender, quite early on in pregnancy. Try to move around and give your appendages some circulation, but if the problem still persists, and your feet continue to be cold and your hands are always freezing, well, you may eventually find out your baby boy was telling you he is a he. Number 8. Hair grows fast. The changes in hormones that your body goes through during pregnancy can do a number on your hair. It may grow faster than normal or barely grow. You could lose hair during pregnancy or after the baby is born. These effects on your hair can point to whether you will be having a boy or a girl. If your hair seems to be growing non-stop, and at a much faster rate than it typically does, a little boy may be the reason. For some reason, it seems that expecting mothers of baby boys have an increased rate of hair growth. There is also the thought that little girls steal their mother's beauty, in this case, beautiful hair. A little boy, on the other hand, might be giving his mama lovely locks. If your hair is flowing and growing, that just might indicate a sweet baby boy. Number 7. Big as a basketball. Gaining weight during pregnancy is an obvious thing to occur. As the baby gets bigger, you will be putting on extra pounds. How your body distributes the extra weight, though, can point to the gender of your baby. We have all seen the women who from behind look a regular size, then they turn around and bam, they have a nice, big pregnant belly. Many would say women like this, who seem to have not gained an ounce outside of their belly, are carrying baby boys. Hence, the term basketball belly. When pregnant with a boy, many women gain as the baby grows, but rarely does that weight spread out to other areas of her body. This all happens naturally as well. Women should exercise when expecting, but nothing severe is required. Gaining weight while pregnant happens, and if you are having a boy, it may only show up in your belly. Number 6. Lots of acne trouble. Hormones are out of whack no matter if you are carrying a baby boy or a baby girl. It is possible to have physical changes with your skin, all the way from your head to your feet. The changing hormones are to blame for a vast array of skin problems. Some skin issues are associated more with carrying a boy than with carrying a girl. Getting lots of pimples early on in pregnancy? Perhaps they just will not go away? Well, it is a boy in that belly then. At least, that is what many people believe, that baby boys bring us those awful pimples during pregnancy. If you previously had beautiful skin, and now that you are pregnant, are having so many problems including those pimples that make you feel like a teenager again, and not in a good way, then you might have to blame that little boy in your belly. Number 5. How the chest grows. The physical changes your body goes through during pregnancy is truly amazing. Your body is literally transforming to accommodate a growing baby. One way your body changes for that sweet baby is by beginning the milk production process. Your breasts will grow even before you can release any milk. It seems that many women report that their left breast is bigger than their right breast. However, when women are pregnant with a baby boy, their right breast is larger than the left. If this is you, it can indicate that you are having a boy. Also note that the growth does not have to be substantial, it can be just a tiny bit bigger, which many women may notice but no one else would. So, if you are curious as to the gender of your unborn baby, take a peek at yourself in the mirror, or ask your partner what he or she thinks. You may just have a sign that you are having a baby boy. Number 4. Personality is everything. It seems that, somehow, in some way, your personality can have a bearing on the gender of your baby. This may seem a little far-reached to some, but others are convinced a mother-to-be's personality can determine whether her baby will be a boy or a girl. It appears that boys are typically born to women who have a more bold style when it comes to personality. They are more in control, say like they mean it, can be more aggressive, emotional, and in charge. This type of personality seems to lend their pregnancies to producing male children, which may be attributed to an increase in testosterone. No matter how you feel about this, take a step back and think about your personality. What kind of person are you? At the very least, it is enjoyable to try to guess if the baby will be born a boy. Number 3. How the baby bump is carried. There are tons of opinions on this. It is believed that if you are carrying low in your abdomen, you are likely having a boy. Like what we said before, it is like a basketball is in there, and very low. For girls, it is thought you carry higher. A low pregnant belly, closer to your pelvis, is usually associated with baby boys. Although it is not really clear as to why it is believed that baby boys are carried low, it certainly is fun to guess. Usually when a pregnant woman's belly is lower, it has to do with her muscle mass and just her body type. Or perhaps it is because there is a baby boy growing in there. While this idea is considered by some to be an old wives' tale, many believe it to be completely true that carrying low equals it's a boy. Number 2. Linea nigra. The linea nigra is a dark line that runs down the pregnant belly, often referred to as the pregnancy line. In fact, it was always there, it just was not noticed, most likely, until you got pregnant. As your pregnancy moves along, the line tends to darken. Not all women experience this while expecting. This pregnancy line seems to play a role in predicting the gender of the unborn baby. If the line goes across your belly all the way to your rib cage, that is a baby boy growing in there. Some also believe if the line is a bit crooked or broken, it means you are having a boy as well. While the linea nigra may be medical, this prediction may have little validity, but it does not mean it is not interesting to try to figure out the gender of the baby. Number 1. The ultimate ultrasound. The only surefire way to determine your baby's gender, aside from the baby being born, of course, is to have an ultrasound by a trained technician or physician. Approximately halfway through your pregnancy, an ultrasound will be performed, often referred to as the anatomy scan. During this visit, many areas are being examined regarding the baby, and discovering the baby's gender often happens at this time. All your guessing and wondering if you are having a boy or girl will be put to rest, if you really want to know, of course. Some parents-to-be are eager to discover the gender of their baby, while others would rather go by the previous signs and only find out for absolute sure on the day of delivery. It is at this time, if you decide to find out, that you will know if all the medical signs you have been having really do indeed point to your unborn baby being a sweet boy.